Hello everyone, here's my review for Corporate Retreat. Corporate Retreat follows a group of young executives who go on a company vacation only to become trapped at their stay. Look, I can appreciate when something is being intentionally bad. I think that can actually make something good. Sharknado is the best example I have. It's a terrible movie, but it's intentionally terrible. But Corporate Retreat, I think, just completely misses the mark on that. I really think there's an art to it. There's a fine line between being bad and being bad for the purpose of being entertaining. Is that what Corporate Retreat was going for? It kind of seems like it to me, but it doesn't succeed. The biggest issue I have with Corporate Retreat is that there is basically no first act. The film opens with what probably should have been the beginning of the second act. There's no setup whatsoever. We get no information on the characters. The film makes really sad attempts to sprinkle exposition in throughout, and that cascades into so many other issues with this film. It's hard to care about any of the characters because you don't know anything about them. The pacing is really bad. The movie isn't even 90 minutes, but it drags on so much because it basically doesn't have a first act. It's just what feels like would be the second and third acts of a movie. Literally within probably 5 minutes, people are dying. The movie gets right into its main conflict. The dialogue is also particularly bad. Obviously, I mentioned the random exposition, but the way characters will just drop information into the film without it even remotely being naturally incorporated into a conversation is hilariously bad. It is painfully clear in this movie when a line is set up for something that's gonna happen in 5 minutes. There's a scene towards the beginning where characters are walking around a room, and one character points out a plant that's in the room and is like, these were used for herbal medicine, and it's so obvious that something is gonna happen with that in 5 minutes, but the line comes out of nowhere. And I guess I can't blame the actors too much because what they were given was pretty bad, but the delivery is awful across the board. None of them feel like they're intentionally hamming it up. And some of the takes that are in this movie are bafflingly bad. I feel like all of this could be excused if Corporate Retreat was actually entertaining, but it's not. This movie does nothing interesting, even with its horror sequences. And what makes this so boring is the fact that the idea behind each horror sequence is every character doing the same thing or having the same thing done to them. So one horror sequence will be 10 minutes of every character doing or having done to them the exact same thing. So you're just watching stuff happen over and over again, and it gets boring fast. Every time I was laughing in the theater, I wasn't laughing with the movie, I was laughing at it. All of the jokes this film makes are really cringeworthy, and most of the entertainment value comes from how bad the dialogue and delivery are. So with that, I'm gonna give Corporate Retreat a 2.5 out of 10. This isn't an affront to cinema or anything, it's not one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it is bad. And I think its biggest sin is not being entertaining. But that's gonna do it for this review. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you're gonna go see Corporate Retreat, or if you have, let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.